Right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever fucking time it is, wherever fucking bumfuck place you're from. I'm your host, the Little Hooligan, and we're going to jump straight into some more woke TikTok. This is more going down the aisle of the trans community, because we know there's a bunch of fucking nutters in the trans community. So without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into it, get onto TikTok. And the first video we're going to watch is one by Piers Morgan. And yeah, let's jump straight into it.
Anyone, according to you, can identify as a woman. Anyone can, right?
Anyone can identify as a woman. I don't believe that to be true. Like, if you haven't got ovaries and a vagina and titties, and yeah, you're not a real woman. If you can't give birth, you're not a real woman. Simple as that.
I don't see a problem with
We've
that.
literally just seen a male rapist use that scam to get himself put into a female prison where he could attack vulnerable women inside a female prison.
Well,
when even
savage.
his ex-wife said it was all a scam.
42% of trans-identifying prisoners in prison are in there for sex crimes. There's actually an advantage.
So 47% of trans convicts are in there for sex crimes, and then they try and get themselves put into a female prison where they can commit even more sex crimes while they're banged up. It's fucking that's a liberty.
Evidently to identifying as a female, because they never identify as male, because somehow male prisons seem less appealing to them. It's really weird.
But it's not an easy thing to do, to go out into
Actually,
the world.
It's very easy.
Very easy. I have zero respect for people who just wallop their hand up and go, suddenly, I'm a woman and I want all the rights that a woman has, and I want to compete, say, in sport. I'm a 6'4" athlete, sprinter, swimmer, whatever, who's competed very mediocrely in male sport, and I want to come in and crush women in swimming pools and in sprinting events and break all their records, perhaps irrevocably, just by saying I'm a woman. Anyone, according to you, can...
Wow, yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, trans athletes should have their own leagues, like their own divisions or whatever, because there was that MMA fighter like transitioned into a woman, and then he was fighting a real woman and absolutely obliterated her, because he's had like 30 years of fucking testosterone in his body. You know what I mean? It's not a fucking fair fight. Anyway, let's see what this one's about.
My name is Luna, and I am a nationally registered advanced EMT here in the state of New Mexico. I am also transgender. I have responded to, by conservative estimates, about 1,500 calls for service. I have treated more transgender people than I can count.
You said you're an EMT. You're responding to a health emergency. Biological male is having a medical emergency, and they say to you, I think I'm having a miscarriage. Would you check them to see if they're having a miscarriage? Would you consider that a possibility for them?
Oh!
No.
Shit!
My name is...
Right, yeah, there's some just delusional people in this world. Let's see what this one's got to
If
say.
somebody comes to you in good faith, and I mean genuinely good faith, and they say to you, you know, Veronica, I was born a woman, raised a woman. I've suffered or lived and experienced life as a woman. This is where I am. This is where my body has gotten me to. I've grown as a woman. My body has had the testosterone or estrogen that it had to get me to this point, and that's why I am here. And I feel like you may or may not have the advantage, but we don't know yet. So why can't we wait to know these things before you compete against me? How would you respond to that?
Because that's not how human rights work. So the way human rights work...
Fuck off!
Inclusion and
Fuck off!
on the people
Get
who
fucked!
exclude,
Oh
not the
my
people
god!
who include.
Fuck off!
My name is...
Like, she seems to think that fucking... What that... I don't know who that fella is, but he was so right on what he was saying. Like, it goes back to what I was saying about testosterone. Like, yeah, it's a fucking bang out of order. Like, males shouldn't be able to say they're trans and go into female sports. That is fucking wrong and fucking bang out of order, and it's dangerous and fucking, it's not it's unfair to fucking natural born women as well. It's just not fucking fair.
This seems to be the only argument of the left, because I have seen it thousands and thousands of times in comments on my videos. So what they're saying is, why does all of this stuff affect you? Why are you commenting on it? Just leave them be. And I agree. If they want to go live their life in a weird, dysfunctional way, be my guest. I don't care. If you want to stay in your mother's basement and you want to dress up as an animal and you want to do weird things with other weird people, go for your life. I could not care. But I do start to care when you start to push your dysfunctional lifestyle and your weird views onto society. And you say that you want to change the status quo and what is acceptable and normal because you disagree with it.
I
and
fucking
you
agree.
start lobbying governments and the judiciary so that they change their views in accordance to what you deem to be correct and what you want to live from your life. That's not right, and that's what I have a problem with, and that's why I'm speaking.
Amen.
Because when you push your views and your lifestyle onto society, it doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone else, and it's a domino effect. For example, you start to affect small businesses exactly like that Korean spa that I spoke about yesterday. Now all of a sudden, that spa has lost all of their clientele because they don't feel comfortable going somewhere where a judge has deemed that a male with male genitalia is allowed to walk around naked. Similarly, pubescent kids don't feel comfortable when their school all of a sudden introduces gender-neutral toilets for the one gender-confused child at that school, and now all of a sudden,
Totally
13-year-old
agree.
boys and 13-year-old girls have to be in the same toilet when they feel completely uncomfortable doing that.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
changing definitions of things is just wrong. Men cannot get pregnant. I'm sorry if you have that narrative in your head, but you are lying to yourself. And I don't want this sector of society lying to young kids and making them grow up with these inaccurate definitions of biology in their mind. If no one spoke out about this and we just all let it pass and didn't care about it because it didn't affect us, then a whole generation of children would be taught the biologically
Preach!
inaccurate information because their teachers aren't teaching them the correct thing. And everyone should be worried about this because we can already see it taking hold. Everyday accounts and people are banned on social media who dare to speak out about this. And they're not even saying anything wrong. They're simply stating,
Well, if she feels like she's getting banned for freedom of speech, maybe she should sign up to Tangled Social because, you know what I mean, you got a voice there, love, if you want it.
the truth. And we are now at a place in society where telling the truth can get you into jail and get your livelihood taken away from you, get you fired from jobs. So that one man putting on lipstick in his solitary apartment because he's gender confused doesn't affect me. You're completely right. But what does affect me and affects society at large is the suppression of freedom of speech that has come from this subject, and the outright lies that have been allowed to get through because the truth is silenced. And it's so ironic to me that biological women aren't speaking out against this because it's our safe spaces and our identity that's being eroded. Our ability to compete fairly
play.
in sports. Our ability to protect ourselves against predators.
Yep.
And our place in society as mothers and not just birth givers.
If somebody comes to you and
Fair play to you, love. I don't know what your name is, but actually, I'm going to click on that again. I'm going to
This
give her a
seems to be
follow.
the only argument of the...
Sorry, like, I just thought I'd give that a follow. It's this one again. It's that fucking...
Like I said, this boils down to, are trans women really women? Are
No,
they really
trans women are not really women. They're fucking men in lipstick. What the fuck are you talking about, you silly motherfucker? Fucking hell.
Single out one of the most important facets of our society. We are obsessed with sport. Athletes are some of the most highly praised, highly paid people on the planet. So you can't say that, like, I believe you and I support you, but not for this one really big thing that society really cares about.
Right, and I'm saying I get confused by why we distill it down into just two things. As we learn about gender being a spectrum, as we learn that people can identify in a multitude of ways, we accept the fact that we don't have to put people into categories of man or woman. Do you not think that we're limiting ourselves by saying men's sports, women's sports, when we now know that there's so many...
Gotcha!
It's a very
Gotcha!
question, but
That was fucking brilliant. He was saying, like, seeing as there's so many fucking genders and fucking weirdos out there, why do they, when it comes to sports, want to be a fucking female in the female leagues or whatever? That's exactly fucking a decent fucking point what he's made. And then I'm gonna say she, but it looks more like Corey Feldman, but fucking yeah, like, she seems to think that fucking just because she's got long hair and she wears lipstick that she can be in a fucking female league of fucking football, soccer players, swimmers, MMA fighters, and that's just fucking bang out of order. It's just fucking bullshit.
Separate question. If you want to say, should we revisit how we structure all of sport, I would say, yeah, we should do that. Like I said,
fucking idiot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
The fact that this has 1.5 million likes, not even just views, but 1.5 million people have liked it, just makes me so happy. Somebody responded and said, "You dare use my own spells against me, Potter?" Yeah.
Congratulations.
You just played yourself.
It's nice.
like I said, this boils down to
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
The fact that this has 1.5 million likes, not even just views, but 1.5 million people have liked it, just makes me so happy. Somebody responded and said, "You dare use my own spells against me, Potter?" Yeah.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
It's nice when you can catch them in their own circular argument. It's kind of fun.
I don't have any words prepared today. I just want you to feel our pain. I don't know if you can at this point based off your policy choices, but I have to.
I feel fucking pain every time I have to fucking listen to some fucking gender dysphoria fucking nutter say that they're opposite sex. It's fucking delusional. They're fucking madness. It's fucking madness.
Pretend you have some form of empathy left. So, I am going to spend the next minute screaming, because that is what is going on in here. That is what the trans genocide in this country, in this city,
oh
has
my
brought
god.
me to. Imagine that!
What fucking point is she trying to make now? Like, this is fucking stupid. All I see there is a fucking overweight woman with her head shaved. Does that make you trans? Being an overweight fucking woman with your head shaved? I don't think it does. You know what I mean? And screaming is not gonna fucking prove at any point whatsoever. It's just fucking ridiculous.
I hate this! I hate what you've done to us! I hate what you're doing to us! I hate you, Board of Supervisors! I hate you, London Breed! I hate you, Jenkins!
Hold D.A. Jenkins accountable! Hold him
A, man! Cowards!
He needs to suffer in solitary confinement with that security guard. Y'all have these armed guards. He's walking free. Y'all have a man
Next speaker,
walking free in the
please.
city. He's walking free for killing somebody.
Next speaker. For that security guard to get away with murder, that's not cool. Brown only needed some food to eat to survive at the end of the day. No security guard should ever kill somebody but just taking to Arizona.
We keep our communities safe, and we demand that you get your boots off of our neck.
Thank you for your comment.
Right, I'd just like to say that the actual post-mortem to George Floyd, it turns out he had a fentanyl and methamphetamine overdose. So he was gonna die anyway. Like, the copper shouldn't have put his fucking boot on his knee on his throat or whatever. That is wrong. But the guy was gonna die anyway because he'd fucking taken a lethal amount of fentanyl and methamphetamine. Like, says it all.
Y'all have failed once again. This is not the first time, and it damn sure won't be the last, but we gonna get justice today.
My pronouns are she, her, they, them.
My pronouns are punk and punkist, so who gives a fuck?
Black Lives Matter, defund the police, disarm security. I find it sick that Brooke Jenkins refuses to charge a security guard who murdered one of my fellow trans people, Benko Brown, a black trans man. I know plenty of my white girlfriends who actually shoplift and they don't get killed. Brooke Jenkins don't care about black or trans people. Glenn Greed don't care about black and or trans people. We need real solutions instead of
It's body dysmorphia.
thoughts and prayers. The city needs to ban security guards from having guns, but most importantly, we demand housing, we demand healthcare, we demand reparations for the black community. Frankly, I don't care if this extrajudicial killing leads to riots, fires, looting, and graffiti. A life was lost, and lives are more important than property. You all have blood on your hands. I yield my time.
I've had enough of that.
Why can't I identify as a black lesbian?
Well, firstly, I mean, it was.
I'm serious. I'm serious. If I can identify as anything without any need to prove I'm actually what that is, why can't I on International Women's Day say I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian?
I think taking it to a kind of absurd status.
I think that's
talking about quite a
with
strong
respect, I think that
thing.
you'd already opened the absurdity door by saying it is limitless. You can do what you like. Anyone can say I'm a woman.
Word.
So I simply ask you, why can't I?
I mean, this
well done, Piers.
trans people to an extent.
Actually, I think what you said ridicules trans people, because actually people who go through the full process of transition, who actually go through what we used to call a sex change, which I don't think you can muck around with original biology, but those who actually go through surgical procedure over a number of years, I've got great respect for that very difficult journey they go on. I have zero respect for people who just wallop their hand up and go, suddenly, I'm a woman, and I want all the rights that a woman has, and I want to compete, say, in sport. I'm a 6'4" athlete, sprinter, swimmer, whatever, who's competed very mediocrely in male sport. I now want to come in and crush women in swimming pools and in sprinting events and break all their records, perhaps irrevocably, just by saying, I'm a woman.
Man speaking truth. He's speaking some truths.
My response was to say, well, if it's limitless, why can't I then say whatever I want to say? And you say immediately, as I knew you would, well, that's ridiculous. But my point is, you were being ridiculous.
Wow.
Girl.
Oh,
like,
fucking hell.
We all seen this coming, right? I was the first one to call it out. You go back to my YouTube videos, I was the first one to call it out, and I was calling out her shenanigans, because you know why? I have a theory on her I will be talking about, but hold on. It says Demi Lovato got tired of using they, them pronouns. It was absolutely exhausting. So I read the article, and she claimed that, like, she stopped using they, them pronouns because she was so tired of constantly, you know,
it's ridiculous.
Educating people about a useless
it's fucking ridiculous
that no one cares about, no one knows about, because it's so ridiculous.
See, it's ridiculous. You agreed with me.
Which, I mean, like, as you can see, the shoe fits. But in the article, she also says that she struggles with going to the restroom because she doesn't know, like, whether she should go to the men or women's restroom. And when she's in a women's restroom, she doesn't think that she belongs to be in there. But it's like, you look like a woman. Or that if she...
What percent of Americans do you think are transgender?
Right, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this. This is just winding me up. So, without further ado, I'm going to end the video there. I've been Little Hooligan. You've been a bunch of wankers. And what do you think about these tranny fucking weirdos?